You're gonna pay me right now.
Yes!
What's the score?
3-2.
Just give me my phone. Give me my... I will pay you. Your wallet address, please. Yeah.
You're gonna pay me right now.
Yes!
What's the score?
3-2.
Just give me my phone. Give me my... I will pay you. Your wallet address, please. Yeah.
You're gonna pay me right now.
Yes!
What's the score?
3-2.
Just give me my phone. Give me my... I will pay you. Your wallet address, please. Yeah.
You're gonna pay me right now.
Yes!
What's the score?
3-2.
Just give me my phone. Give me my... I will pay you. Your wallet address, please. Yeah.
You're gonna pay me right now.
Yes!
What's the score?
3-2.
Just give me my phone. Give me my... I will pay you. Your wallet address, please. Yeah.
You're gonna pay me right now.
Yes!
What's the score?
3-2.
Just give me my phone. Give me my... I will pay you. Your wallet address, please. Yeah.
You're gonna pay me right now.
Yes!
What's the score?
3-2.
Just give me my phone. Give me my... I will pay you. Your wallet address, please. Yeah.
All right, so welcome to the DG Signal, everybody. Today, I, Siddhant Rawat, am live with Ravi Iyer from ES Charts. So, Ravi, as part of the ES Charts teams, has done a lot of work in documenting a lot of stats when it comes to esports. So that's something we're going to dive very deep into a little later on into the stream. But to begin with, Ravi, a little bit of an introduction for yourself.
Hey guys, so as Siddhant mentioned, this is Ravi. I've been a journalist in sports and esports almost more than 10 years, maybe. I was a journalist in two newspapers, Deccan Herald and New Indian Express in South India. Last 6 years, I've been working in esports. It's been a pretty pretty good change, pretty good time to be in esports, especially in India. It's growing, it's moving, it's evolving. So it's been a good time. The company I work with, we've been doing a good job. We've been trying to cover more and more events globally. I'm happy to be here. I hope I can impart some insights with you guys, and let's see how it goes.
Cool. Lovely to hear that from you, Ravi. All right. So before we get into esports, this is going to be the first stream on DG3 where we're actually going to cover esports.
Okay.
So as a CS2 player myself, that is something I'm really hyped about. But World Cup 2026, that is something that the entire world has been talking about for the past few weeks, and we can be pretty sure that they're going to keep talking about it for the coming 2 weeks more. Round of 32 finished, round of 16 is coming up very soon. So, in the last stream, Ravi, I don't know if you had a chance to go through it, but Naman and I had gone through some of the picks that we had taken a punt on, for lack of a better word. So some of them went well, some of them didn't go the way we expected them to go. But right now, some of the major developments that we had not discussed because those matches hadn't happened by then. Belgium beating Senegal. So Belgium was a team that was pretty mild, all draws, and not that flair that you generally expect when you got KDB creating opportunities, Doku going for the delivery of his child. I mean, he became a father. Props to him. He should do everything he could for the family. But then the world was divided. So, do you have any thoughts on that?
Belgium have been a very divisive team. Even when the golden generation was like for last maybe since the 2014 World Cup, even back to 2010 maybe. Uh,
I think so. Yeah.
Golden generation almost like the maybe the next big thing, English golden generation was there. Then we had this Belgian golden generation. We thought they'd do well. Everyone wanted them to do well. Many of the stars are playing in the biggest leagues. It's weird that they didn't do well. Maybe it's a combination of the players not gelling, not getting enough time, coaches switching. There are few controversies here and there with the old coach, the current one as well. Uh, but glad to see them do well. I think still a lot of people support them because of Kevin De Bruyne. He and maybe Lukaku are the main reasons people maybe are tuning to watch their matches because it might be the last. The rest of the golden generation is done, so this might be their last chance. And who knows? Maybe that pressure of not being the golden generation currently, it might work for them. They might have started slow, but you never know. If they're peaking at the right time, things can go well. Lukaku's firing for once, not to, no disrespect, because the last time he also spoke about it, that miss has haunted him for 4 years. He's trying to make up for it. Let's hope they do well. And regarding Doku, just happy for him, man. I mean, there's nothing bigger than being a father. Whatever people say,
Yeah,
go be a family man, be a good dad. Football can come later. It's just your job. You can get many more chances, I'm sure, after this. You won't maybe get a chance to be a father again, depending on how things go. But let him enjoy that moment. Now I think he's back. So yeah, let's hope the Belgium do well. Because it's good for the World Cup if they go through.
they have one more match left to play as of now, at the very least. So let's see how they do in that. But another round of 32 highlights. So Portugal, Croatia 2-1. So former Madrid teammates, Ronaldo and Modric. So I think it was expected. Croatia had to go down at some point. I mean, the age on the team. I mean, I say age on Croatia's team when Portugal is picking Ronaldo as the striker every single match. And he hasn't been rested yet either. But Ang still got it, I guess. I mean,
Oh, it's hard to say that. I mean, he's still struggling. I mean, the goal he got was a penalty, and as soon as he came up, the guy who replaced him got the winner. He saved Portugal again. So it's hard to say what's going on. Clearly, for now, it's not working with Ronaldo there. He's showing age. I mean, at least in my opinion, I know that a lot of people online who still want him to play at the highest level. It's maybe, but you also have to remember that their midfield is struggling for some reason. They have such a good midfield. Three of them, PSG and United, the three of them who play for these clubs, we thought that they'd dominate. If nothing else, they just create chance of the chance for Ronaldo. So eventually he would score, right, at least two, three per game. But that's not happening. The sideways passes, not breaking the lines. So they're struggling overall. I don't know what the coach's tactics are right now. Maybe just hope that all these superstars just come up with moments of magic every game and do something. They were lucky against Croatia as well. Let's be honest. It was like basically two old in getting old, getting there kind of teams just battling it out one last time. And Portugal lucky to get through. Ronaldo lucky to get his first knockout goal in like fifth or sixth World Cup. So few boxes ticked, lots more to be ticked. Let's see what the selections for the next game, but they have to really like, get better if they want to do anything, like reach the same final at least.
definitely. So, like you mentioned, on one hand, Portugal looks like a machine that should run just fine on paper, courtesy their midfield. But then they don't. They always struggle. So that's the pattern that we've been seeing with them. And on the other hand, as far as machines that have been working as expected but still face trouble, so that's going to be Argentina up against Cabo Verde. So that 3-2 match was something that I did not expect it to go the distance and in that fashion, because that was, everybody was like Cabo Verde, yes, great saves against Spain, good job, you made a name for yourself, but this is as far as you're going to go. And then suddenly you come up and then you see Argentina is struggling. And then there was that curler from the corner box that everybody was.
Yeah, it's no one expected them to even get a point. They've proved everyone wrong. They've shown that maybe let's also be honest. Someone like a country like us also, they've taught us a lot. Just a small population getting the best out of their resources. I mean, just to get here was a big thing for them because they beat like African, I think giants like Cameroon and Nigeria or something to get here. So just to do that is a big thing. Then they come here, they just put their lives on the line because who knows when they'll come back. they become heroes not just back home, but maybe for all of us internationally as well. And yeah, the Argentina game was, oh, it was again Argentina little lucky. Uh, that last goal, or I think the winning goal was an own goal. So could have
Correct.
gone either way. If on another day, if luck favored the underdog, who knows? The World Cup champion might be out. Messi might no more Messi mania. Who knows? But they're lucky again. But they did well enough. They had that quality up front. But Cabo Verde did show that there are chinks in Argentina's backline, which I guess we all knew. It's just that they play so well together, and for Messi, that maybe that covers this whole disadvantage. But now the other teams like France and whoever, maybe England or whoever they want to meet, they'll just be like, let's see what happens if we beat Argentina. Because if we stop Messi, we stop attack, and we just go at them, you never know what's going to happen. 3-2 to Cabo Verde is just an amazing result.
Definitely. And fun fact, so Cabo Verde probably played their best against Spain and Argentina, and both are Spanish speaking countries. So that's another fun fact. So probably why they're able to do what they're doing best when they're up against these two teams in particular. But they're out. That's the fact. But they have made more than an impression, and let's see how their football development goes in the next 4 years. Exciting things to see, and honestly inspirational. I mean, how these countries may have 10 different problems going on, but on the football field, they're able to produce all sorts of results like this. So, these were the highlights from round of 32. Ravi, now I would like to ask you about three particular highlights from the round of 16 that I have in mind. So, first up, we have Portugal versus Spain. That
That's
is,
it's a very mouth-watering clash, man. It's Spain. Against Spain haven't been at the best. They're slowly peaking. Uh, but again, I think they're much better position than Portugal currently. If you see, but I think recent results have been gone Portugal's way, so that will count because it's a one-off match. But just look out for Lamine Yamal, man. That guy is he's been doing well. The numbers don't show it, maybe, but he's a superstar and making maybe already is. He's going to torture them if he gets the ball, and if Portugal's midfielders don't pick up their socks and don't just play like Bruno basically for United. Just look for those forward
true,
passes. Just don't like did on the ball too much. Just go ahead because you have a goal machine who's final World Cup. He just wants to prove a point. Just put the ball to him, man. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You can try something new. You have 90 minutes, but don't play the same way you've been playing till now. Otherwise, Spain will punish you. If you have the ball,
definitely.
that is. Spain are going to have
I
more of the ball, so you have to make use of the ball when you have it.
See, we've got a Naman in the chat, so he's a proper Barca Espanola fan. So Lamine mentioned he's hyped, and he is definitely going to hate watch the hell out of this Portugal Spain matchup. So I can count on that if I can not count on anything else in the next 1 week. So that's one thing, and both Spain and Portugal have a sort of a potential man vibe to them running up into this World Cup. Ki best midfield, half of Portugal's team has won two UCLs in a row back to back. Why are they unable to do this? And then for Spain, next Messi, and then suddenly Ferran Torres is the man who cannot aim to save his life or Spain's when it comes to, so there's that whole potential man matchup going on, and it's going to be who is going to be off of their potential the
Yeah,
most, or who actually manages to reach their potential. So
very
in
true.
the former case, whoever goes more off of their potential, they lose the match, but their opponent won't really have much of a survival going forward. But if in this matchup, one of them actually managed to do what they were supposed to do on paper, this is exactly the kind of stage where they actually solidify their World Cup standings. This round of 32 performance is going to be something that leads them to the finals or the trophy. So that is the kind of hype I am imagining from this. And of course, the Barca hate watchers are still believing that Pinaldo won't score, but there is an entire midfield that has done much worse.
True,
So
true.
let's see.
Good way to watch here.
And so that is Portugal, Spain, but Brazil, Norway. What do you think?
Uh, this is hard to call, man. I mean, if it, even now you would say Brazil, you fancy Brazil, but Brazil, it's been 20, this world, 6 World Cups since they won the last World Cup. They've not been at the best at any of those previous 5 World Cups. Even this World Cup, it's up and down. Again, it's defensively susceptible, attacking hit or miss. Sometimes they have to, they have to pull up the socks. Again, in the last match they won against who was it? Japan. The 2-1. Ancelotti had to make a change at halftime, tactical tweaks. Otherwise, it would have might have gone Japan's way. Japan played really well, by the way. They deserve credit. Again, another shining light, another example for Asian teams to look up to, because in
Definitely.
20 years they've come so far ahead. But yeah, getting back to Norway, Brazil. Yeah, I guess the basic point is Haaland versus Gabriel and the rest of the defense, and of course if Odegaard is going to play, so it's going to be interesting. I think that might this has the potential to be one of the best matches of this round of 16 for this World Cup, if both teams play to their potential. But you have to still on paper back Brazil, but you never know. If you want a underdog to reach the last few stages of the World Cup, this could be a game where you see one of the teams go through.
Definitely. And in Norway's case, Ravi, if you remember the Norway-France matchup, so everybody was hyping that up as one of the earlier European giants facing off each other. But then I think 2 or 3 hours before kickoff, Norway announced that they're benching literally 10 out of the 11 starting lineup. Now, that match went as expected when the supposed B team of Norway is playing against the A team of France. They lost 3-1. But the thing is, Norway managed to score one goal, and they didn't look like it was, a sloppy B team facing off. I mean, it's Norway, so the B team won't be that bad, but they could hold off their own. So I'm assuming Brazil is not exactly on the same plane
Mm.
as France right now. So if Mr. Haaland is about to do what he does best and just run through the opposition, so that's where I feel that Norway very good contenders for a deep run. I do not see them sweating. They'll
But I
have to
have to
work.
mention, sorry, I have to mention that if the deeper if Norway goes to what I feel is they'll have to outscore their opponents, because they're top heavy, so I think they're bound to concede. So it will basically be whether or Haaland and co up front can keep scoring, because
Hmm.
they could be conceding every match. Even if they go on, even if they reach the final, it might not be like with clean sheets. So let not no disrespect, but that could be the case because the quality of teams is such. So you never know. But yeah, their forward line has to fire.
Haaland, he's a blue just like his dad, of course. Thanks for bringing up the Man City heritage, Naman. But yes, I mean, top heavy, I agree. And conceding goals while scoring them also a very likely possibility. But as a fan, for me, that just means it's going to be a much more
Yeah.
entertaining match than average. I won't have to, end regulation time on a draw. These teams look like they would probably want it done within regulation time. They don't want the after extra time score. They don't want the penalty nerves. And honestly, the way some of these shootouts have gone, I don't think most teams are really prepared for a penalty shootout.
I think teams are already feeling the fatigue of a long season. So yeah, you're right. No one will want penalties. Even extra time, they just want to avoid. I'm sure.
True, because before the World Cup started, the 22 finals penalties were probably the most rewatched penalty shootouts in
Mm.
recent history. The France Argentina penalty. So those penalties have a very different vibe. If you look at the current knockout penalties, it's like the goalkeeper should be shivering, shaking and be like, how am I supposed to stop these guys? Because like you mentioned, Paris, the Olise, Mbappe, and then Rabiot, these guys are coming up. You don't know what you're going to do. And then Emi Martinez was the guy who came up big. And then you look at these, and then the strikers are also fumbling. I mean, people are paying tribute to Arsenal's UCL penalty kickoff, the launching it to Mars.
Yeah,
Everybody is.
it's
I think Germany had one of those. Netherlands had one of those. So the striker side of penalties have been a little ugly too this time, and that was kind of unexpected. You basically just expect the goalkeepers are going to get tested. This time the strikers were more tested as well, I feel.
I think you've seen a lot of misses as well. Not just they're literally missing the goal. It's not just goalkeeper saving a post. So many of them just
Correct.
like you said, blasting the ball outside somewhere. Maybe if I go stand on my balcony, I might catch one of those balls. That's how it is.
Cool. So that is matchup two that I'm looking forward to, and the final round of 16 matchup that I'm really excited about. Gabriel shoots into the sky. Yes, thanks for reminding us. Let's hope Martinelli does not have to enter a shootout for Brazil for his sake and his country's. The last matchup that I'm really excited about, Mexico England. So
Oof, that is. I think
Mexico is
the
really carrying that
yeah.
home crowd momentum.
No, and also Mexico were known as a team who would always go through the group stage. Then the first round of 16 match they're out. So they're basically round of 16 perennial round of 16 bridesmaids. Again, then round of 16
Regular,
now. But this
regulars
team,
at the R of 16.
yeah, now and they're playing with the legendary iconic Azteca. Even though there's apparently been some modernization in the stadium, that stadium is going to be packed. I don't think there'll be too many Englishmen who will be able to get through. It's just going to be very home heavy. But yeah, it's going to be a good
Oh,
match, I
this
think.
stadium is going to be, I think, some 5,000 to 6,000 feet or meters above sea level,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
That's
That's one of the things
oh
that makes it
yes.
so iconic. So
Hmm.
it's going to be a really interesting match. Mexico's
The
defense, I don't think
finishing.
has been tested yet. England's attack is good. So, but again, England's defense also has been sturdy, but Mexico has been firing in attack. So I think it's going to be like attack versus attack. So that's going to be good for us neutrals. Uh, yeah, looking forward to it actually. Like, and especially
It
the
has
test
to
they
be
buy
good for the
stadium.
viewers, and I think that is
Yeah,
exactly what's going to happen. The viewers are going to have a field day, and
yeah,
I know the Twitter trolls will have a field day as well, no matter what. So I look forward to my feed, 24 hours before these matches because that's when it goes crazy. So let's do one thing. I am going to quickly share my screen and pull up the terminal. Just give me 1 second. Huh?
sure.
All right. Taran Padnega, I'm sharing my screen. So can you just pull up the tab that I've shared? All right. So, Ravi, as you already know, DG3 is a sports prediction terminal that has been built on top of Polymarket. The agenda with DG3 has been that for every professional sports trader, there has always been a problem that, there's apps where you can trade, you can, access liquidity, markets, etc. But then there is a way you would go about it. And that workflow was never established on any single platform. So that is something that we have taken a crack at with DG3. So first up, we've tried to sort out discovery that, you want to look up markets, you probably know that, right now, like we've been discussing, round of 16 is coming up. So I would want any and every FIFA market to come up. We've got the hotkey set up. Now let's see. All right, round of 16. Which one do you want to take a pick at? Brazil versus Norway sounds good.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So now that we're inside the market, now there's all sorts of lines. So the money line, as you can see, Pretty split. Brazil is the favorite, but at 54%. So that's a pretty low probability. But then it's up against Norway, so understandable. And if you look
Sure.
at the charts, yeah, ask any question that comes across.
Sure. Yeah.
Happy to answer.
Ooh, I see a draw is very, I think, highly favored.
True, draw is looking more likely than Norway winning itself.
On paper, it looks like people are following the matchup on paper. Let's see how it goes on the pitch.
All right. And then, like we mentioned, Norway is going to score and they don't mind letting their opponent score as well. So, over 2.5 goals being scored. What do you think?
Yeah,
How many goals do you think this match is going to get?
has to be over 2.5.
Over 2.5 sound good?
Yeah.
Price looks good too.
Ah,
What say we enter this one? Or do you want to
yeah,
look at
sure.
something else for this match?
We could look at something else. Yeah, but 2.5 definitely. Both teams to score. Yeah, definitely.
Hmm, correct. Both teams to score.
It would be really, really epic if it's a nil-nil regulation time, but which is highly unlikely. But yeah,
Definitely. Just a second, let me see what this. Just a second, Ravi. All right. So while I get my terminal looked at, there is something that happened. Some bug had to pop up right when I'm about to place a trade. So moving on, we'll get back to the trades, but
excuse me.
now I want to move on to esports. So IEM Cologne,
Yes,
your team reported the numbers 2.7 million peak viewers
that's amazing. I
as a
mean,
as a
you would
CS2
do that.
fan. I was so happy that there's a new peak that we've hit.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I looked up the numbers and I realized you are currently covering MLBB and you are also covering HOK for ES charts. The numbers, the peak viewership numbers that I'm seeing for these two titles are almost, not almost, they're more than double the peaks that CS2 just witnessed now. Such titles that have been up and about much later than CS. Like CSGO came out in 2014 or 12,
Yeah, yeah.
but
Well,
then 1.6 and then Half-Life has been around since I think we
since
were
our
kids.
yeah, we're kids. Yeah.
So the legacy for CS and then the peak viewership number that I'm seeing of 2.75 million now doesn't match up to how MLBB and HOK have grown in comparison. So pretty sure you have some insights on that. I am assuming something about mobile first is
Yeah.
definitely at play. So yeah, walk me through that.
So you have to first look at the markets, right? Counter Strike is mostly again, and also main thing is the demographic of PC mobile, like you said. PC
Correct.
sports is how do you put it? Like when we just discuss sports, like in sports there are certain games that are maybe you call elite, like it is take a certain amount of money to pursue. versus something like a football where anyone can just, that's why it's like the global game, right? Where anyone can just pick up a ball and play, versus something like a
Correct.
golf or a tennis where you need much more money. I think
Hmm.
with CS, that's what's been the case. CS is more popular also maybe in the West if you see, because because West is more of a PC first society, even now
Correct.
compared to what
Hmm.
MLBB and HOK. Let's take MLB. HOK is still coming up because they just released HOK globally. It was more of just a Chinese mainland thing. So let's
Hmm.
just look at MLBB. It's mostly popular either in Southeast Asia, and now slightly it's coming to South Asia because India has allowed it recently. Let's say, but Southeast Asia is the biggest market, and maybe they have pockets in MENA or in Brazil because those people love their mobile games as well. Compared to that, Counter Strike has always been a Western first, PC first game. So and since we talk about Western Southeast Asian, the population divide also is much
Hmm.
different. I mean, the number of countries following CS put together might just be equal to three or four Southeast Asian countries following MLBP. So you also have seen the population differences as well. But it's basically the market and demographic. PC first game. Uh, Maybe in terms of PC first, only LOL it is the biggest game in terms of viewership. But
Hmm.
apart from that, the bigger ones are usually mobiles because of the accessibility, affordability, availability, and the demographic of which market uses which gadget. That I think should explain for now how why CS, even though it has a big longer legacy and people like you and I still play it in a country like India where you would expect that mobile is still the number one gadget. That's why maybe you'd say that CS or even
Correct.
Valorant, they've not at 3 million plus. But looking at how things are changing, it's very likely that we'll see the record tumble once more soon, sooner than what it was the last. Maybe the CS took 4 years to break its record. It won't take that long again. That's for sure.
Definitely, and I really hope those records break sooner rather than
Yeah.
later. I mean, as a fan, there is no reason for me to not want
Yeah.
that to happen.
And you'd want it to enter more markets like India. India is such a big market for CS, and now the accessibility and availability
100%.
also is getting better. So, yeah, it's great for the overall ecosystem.
All right, so we've talked about the whole mobile first gamer up and coming aspect. Now, I am Cologne. I want to know about some of your favorite moments from this major before I go on a rant about my favorite moments because I have them stacked up and I've already shared them with you. So you know what I'm going to put up
For me,
and
it's
discuss.
It's
Hmm.
kind of similar. I mean, just watching G2 win, Falcons win finally. The two people from G2 coming in 7-8 consecutive finals losses, and then finally they do it. That's great for them. I mean, it's the super team concept they started, I guess, in esports. So it's good that they finally won. It's good for the sport was team Vitality was dominating in the last 2 years. So it's good that a new winners come up, there's new challengers. It makes the sport interesting because there's more competition, and which means more fans from different demographics watch it. Obviously, it's sad for Fallen. It very well might
Hmm.
one of the last opportunities. It was the script was written. Come back 10 years later to Cologne, win it. He got so close. But Furia are still doing well. There's still time. I guess there's half a year left. So it's good that he reached, and it's good that because viewership wise, Fury are doing well is also good for CS because the Portuguese market is so huge, not just Brazil, because you have the whole Portuguese speaking demographic watching. So the more they do well, it's just easily going to make sure that any Counter Strike event like maybe reaches it's at the peak. So these two moments stand out for me, but I'd like to know what you were mentioning of yours.
All right. So Falcons winning definitely. Nico's 8-year journey finally ending, and he has a major trophy to call his own.
Right?
And what better to have the Cologne trophy out of all major trophies? So
Yeah,
there was a small piece I put out on the major, basically, compiling everything that happened of note. And in that blog, I just written that the Cologne Trophy is like a 1.5x worth of any
yeah,
other major trophy because it's that much more prestigious. The whole Lanxess Cathedral narrative, the
yes,
artwork,
yes,
especially if you look at all of the art that's been up there for Cologne. It's always that church stained glass aesthetic, and it's just so beautiful, so classy to look at. And that's not something you expect for a Counter Strike tournament to have. So just the fact that us gamers actually have that was like a very cool thing, honestly.
That's good for Nico actually. Honestly, he's like Fallen. He's waited a long time. So again, one monkey off the back for some player. Let's hope for others also it's similar going down the line.
Definitely. I don't think this trend is going to, go any lower. I can only expect it to kind of grow at
Yeah,
this point. So that's what
true.
I'm thinking.
No, definitely. There's high possibilities. Like I said, it won't wait that long before you get a new record. I'm sure.
All right. So moments from Cologne. I think group stage, the North American CS debacle, NRG 12-0 up against Big. And then the final scoreline is 16-12 when NRG is out. So how do you choke a 12-0 lead and then let it go to 16-12?
Yeah, it's unprecedented, man. I don't know. It's just one of those moments you can't, even if you're there watching, if you're playing, if you're tournament organizer, whatever you are, inexplicable. It's hard to explain. Not could be once in a lifetime, could not, but it's close to that kind of figures, like percentage figures, like in terms of how often this happens. But yeah, it was again. It just feels like North American scene is everything just piling on, piling on. So you feel bad for them. Maybe you don't. I don't know. But yeah, it wasn't a good watch for them. That's for sure.
And I want your opinion on Grim. Grim was somebody who came up out of nowhere. I think he was on one of the tier two North American teams, but then he got picked up by Liquid. And then there was this time where he was just, shuffled Liquid, Evil Geniuses, some other team, Liquid. And then now he's back somewhere. I don't know where, but he is somewhere. And
It's hard, man. It's hard to
he's not a
see us
bad
get to.
player, yeah. I don't think
It's
he's a
not.
bad player.
That it's so hard to break through. Like even if you like, you can be every year you get so many standout upcoming talents that people say. But how many? Like again, it's with sports as well. A very minute percentage actually makes it through. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes there's a slew of factors involved. Maybe just team synergy or your personal mental space. Because nowadays mental health also is a big thing in esports. So it's a combination of things that just don't go your way. But there's time for him. I think if he's
And the thing
young
is,
enough. Yeah.
getting swept,
Huh.
reverse swept in an MR13 just
Yeah.
kind of A breaks your own mental and then that market narrative because the next team that wants to
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
probably recruit him is going to think twice, this guy is like a bad luck charm. And that's the
Ooh.
narrative that you're not able
Yeah.
to break out of.
No, I think CS is kind of a very superstitious game that way. Uh, you just have to pick yourself up, man. These moments happen. I think these moments make great players, right? That's what we can say. So
Correct.
we
And
just hope that he picks himself up and just does well
maybe
the rest of the season.
maybe he deals with this for 4 more years, and then when he lifts his Cologne major trophy, he can
Yeah,
also say that I'm a prime example of
yeah,
never stop believing. So yeah, I mean,
exactly.
Grim, if you're watching this, please don't stop. You probably might win one of these days, not today, but
Just keep
maybe
going,
one of
man. Yeah.
these days. All right, so uh, I think after this, for the Cologne major, Falcons and their run is what I think I would probably keep coming back to. And
Oh.
there was this whole sentiment that, this was the hardest run that
Mm,
probably any team has had in the major in a long time. So they beat
no.
Navi, they beat the
Mhm.
Mongols, they beat Vitality, Spirit, and then Furia in the finals. And honestly, I think the finals was the softest match because even Furia let them sweep
Yeah,
3-0. And
yeah,
it's even worse that all three are like 13-8. So
yeah. It's I think it did. How do you put it? Like after not joking, but after like getting to so many finals and finally missing. I think it just came to a point where they had to either win a major. Every other big team just got knocked out, and it was an easy win for them. Which then people would maybe fans would say, it wasn't deserved, or either an asterisks against a major win name. But they did the opposite. They just
Paper
like
trophy.
win every game they
Totally. And I don't think
could,
anybody
and now nobody.
is,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't think anybody is going to discredit this major run. And
yeah, nobody can
nobody even has the right to do so.
definitely.
But yes, all right. So I have managed to figure out what was wrong. I think something with my VPN messed up. So we are
Okay.
back. We are live, and let's quickly pick up from where we left off. I tested the over 2.5. So as you can
Mhm.
see, I've got an open position on Brazil Norway for over 2.5 goals. Next on Brazil, you had both teams to score, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So just because we were discussing Brazil and then we got cut off with the snag, I'm going to
Sure.
complete this. But now we're going to move on to CS. So IEM was the past. XSE Pro League is what's up and coming.
Yeah.
So have you been following this tournament, Ravi?
Oh, not fully, but yeah, here and there.
All right. So in this tournament, one of the most interesting things was phase, and for all the
Ah,
wrong reasons.
yeah.
They have had a very terrible run. So they were down 0-2 in the opening bracket and they were on the verge of being eliminated. But I think today they're doing better. Let me just see.
I
Today
think they are
was
still in it. Yeah.
Sinners. They had a match with Sinners which they managed to win
But yeah.
0-2. So let's see. What's the matchup for tomorrow? Let me just pull up.
Nothing. It was 3D Max. If I'm not wrong.
Correct. 3D Max, I think that was today, if I'm not wrong.
That is
Yep, they swept 2-0. Crazy.
interesting.
So they're finally at a 2-2 stage.
Oh, they're in it now. For you can say.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't get it. I mean, yeah, you lost Carrigan, who eventually won the major. The whole,
I mean,
didn't
it just makes
qualify
it look
for
worse
the
when
major,
Carrigan
still
does
won
that,
it.
no? Yeah.
So there was that whole narrative going on, but
Yeah.
you still have twists. You still have, how do I even forget the names at this point? You're frozen, for God's sake.
Mhm.
So these two riflers are more than enough to, carry you through any and everything.
Oh, I think
And then
they've been struggling. It's just again, it's one of those things where they struggled for a while. Actually, they missed the major, if I'm not wrong, recently, and they were before
correct.
that they were doing really well. So it's again, it's inexplicable how to explain suddenly form just deserts you. You're doing so well at one time. At one moment, you're reaching major finals. I think back to back they reach major finals, and the other moment you're just struggling to even just stitch together consecutive map wins, and then you lose your captain, like you said. It's so hard. It's hard. It's again it's that North American curse thing that just seems to be like following all these teams around. But I think they'll be
Correct.
fine in this tournament at least. Yeah, as
Correct.
long
And
as
eight,
yeah, something
8 years
stupid happen.
ago, the curse was that the NA Orgs were just, choking a final. And NACS was not much to begin with, but then FaZe
Mhm.
always had an international roster,
Yeah,
so it was like NA, but not really NA.
yeah.
And right now, the thing that kind of surprised me the most was that, all right, you didn't make the major qualifiers. There was some, dip in form. Got it. Cool. Uh, their first match in this tournament, to give you some context, was up against Tailu. Tailu
Yeah.
is a Chinese team participating in a Chinese tournament, but only because the two other teams that were supposed to play faced visa issues and they couldn't
Yeah.
make it. So Tailu had to, be a substitute team in their own homeland, and they came and they beat FaZe. And Tailu is 3-0. They're up
Oh yeah.
against Bet. I think
Again, it
tomorrow they
shows.
will probably have a match. So
Yeah.
Tailu has found some sort of rhythm out. out of nowhere. But FaZe is just losing to anybody. If I look at the second match was against 0-1 bracket MIBR. So MIBR, so
Yeah,
fallen
that's
B
hard.
team, they also beat FaZe, and then I'm like, anybody is beating these guys, yeah.
It's weird, no, and esport again in just normal
Hmm.
professional competition. It's just weird, like you said. Tailu, we're not even going to play. We don't even know how much they practiced before the tournament. Maybe that helped. They didn't like carry pressure until they just like, yeah, we got a last minute entry. Let's
Correct.
just do whatever we can. And now they're 3
Hmm.
0 going in, going to the next group match, set of group stage games. And then you have FaZe Clan, one of the biggest names in the world, struggling, don't know how to how to like get wins, don't know how to get consecutive wins, don't know how to get into the playoffs of tournaments. It's hard to explain, but I think if you look at the numbers deeper, there will be something somewhere, some synergy issues, someone not performing enough, maybe a couple of people not performing enough, maybe two riflers not doing great and three of the rest not supporting enough. So I'm sure that they have crunched the data to like figure out what's happening, but it's still not translating into like more consecutive, more consistent wins. But we'll see. I mean, who knows? They can still come back and win this tournament and go and do well in the second half of the year.
Definitely. So that's it for disappointing NA orgs. But moving on to something more hyped up, let's talk about EWC. So EWC started off, a little huge simply because the whole Saudi money that got pumped into it was too much for any organization to ignore. I think a cumulative $75 million in
Yeah,
prize pools
it keeps
across.
rising every year. So
So that's reason enough to, start paying attention to it. But since the CS2 markets open up in, I think, August second half, so there's still a lot of time till that happens.
yeah.
But we've already got the Dota and LOL planes, I think, have kicked off. MSI planes we were discussing earlier. So we've got a lot of hot favorites participating. And if you've been following the scene, since MOBAs haven't really been much of my scene, but what do you think? What is your read? MSI, Dota at EWC. What's the hype looking like?
So LOL is all about one team. If T1 does well, you're going to get a cool couple million peak viewers easily. I think last time that didn't happen. So the
Hmm.
LOL competition did was second or third in terms of peak viewers. I think MLBB did the best. LOL is completely just that one team. Every team who plays against T1, they're just going to do well in terms of viewership. And if T1 gets through the final, great. That's going to be one of the most popular tournaments in the EWC. If they don't do well, also there is a circumstantial chance maybe some other Korean team goes to like Genji or something. Uh, but LOL is circumstantial in that regard. Big game, big tournament for them, big kind of trophy to lift. But that is the thing with LOL. In terms of MOBA, MLBB, it's all the big guns playing, and everyone just wants to win because usually the big guns win the regional events and Philippines is dominating the world championship. So any other team that gets to these other mid-season majors or the other global tournaments, they just want to win it. So and you have all the big guns playing. So it's this, even though the MLBB also is kind of dependent on a few teams. There's a more number of teams who bring this an equal share of viewers coming in. So if these two or three teams make the final few matches, I they MLB will easy to 3 million peak viewers. It depends what happens in LOL on the final few results. Then we'll see which one's better. But these two games I think will be top.
All right. So, since you have already been working a lot on HOK and MLBB as of late, so I think that's going to be the two choice of sports where you are going to have the most context as far as game knowledge and which org is doing how and what are they doing. So let's do one thing. I will just try and pull up a market on HOK. Let's see what it looks like.
Sure.
And just give me 1 second. Huh? Let me pull up the market.
I do have to mention that for Honor of King, it's very
Hmm.
dominated by Chinese teams because they have the legacy, the history. So most of the recent global events are dominated by them, and
Got it. So I think
if
right
they,
now we've got the Arena of Valor Premier League, and
Mhm.
there's a game three going on in a BO5. ANK Gaming versus Buriram United Esports. So like
That
you
but that's
mentioned, I think yeah.
the esports World Cup will have the Honor of Kings World Cup happening. There's unless some big miracle happens, it has to be AG Global Women's. They've been the most
Okay,
dominant HOK team. It has to be a Chinese team. If not AG Global, some other Chinese team. But it's they are like clear favorites in HOK at least. There's no doubt in that.
got it, got it. So now as a mobile title, we've already gone over this that mobile titles are getting a lot of traction in the sense that ease of access. So a bigger player base and a bigger player base means a smaller percentage of a bigger base is also translating into huge numbers viewership wise. Now, have you managed to establish a relationship that as and when the viewership numbers are increasing, are the numbers in terms of trading, betting on sports books, etc., has also increased? Because I've already seen a trend. People that were trading on maybe League of Legends or Dota have placed occasional but trades. They have placed sizable trades on MLBB. And for me, these were people who have grinded out competitive ranks. So, in terms of CS2, my sports whale has hit a rank of global elite way back in the day. Right now, we've got the premier ratings. And then, similarly, when he got into Dota and League, he hit a decently high MMR also. So there is somebody who plays the game, understands it, gets into the whole, pro ecosystem, the whole organization, who's in what form, and then enters these markets with a lot of money as well. So that's his process. And if he entered MLBB, I have reason to believe that A, he either already tried playing the games or he has a lot of information that allowed him to place, $4,000, $5,000 trades at once. So the viewership
So
numbers, they're there, but this community, are you able to figure out where this community is? These people who are tracking a mobile title data in game to the extent that they have this kind of confidence.
if you
That's
look
what I'm
at
interested.
mobile title, and if we're talking about the Indian scene, I think there's still a lot. Again, like you mentioned your friend, since uh, I guess people like us have come up more on PC games. So his specialty or his mode of operation has been in that regard, and that's the general progression as well. If you see now, mobile games have maybe last 10-15 years picked up so much because again accessibility, and
Hmm.
it's a very complex market because it's a mobile device and there's so many things going on behind. So there's a lot that in India at least you can still learn, still figure out, still try kind of like fix before there's a final. And there's not a final destination, but there's like you get good enough to like I said trade or make bets or make predictions that you can be confident of. But I think it's getting there already. MLBB is in HOK, I think in India right now, in a slightly different version, just like Battleground, BGMI for PUBG. But since the game has come in, you can definitely say in Indian context, it's getting there. I think again, there's always this early mover advantage. So if your friend is trying to jump in or already jumped in, I think it's great because and he can place large bets because there's I don't think maybe they have too many players and the pool might be smaller. So there's coming to a conclusion might be easier in terms of whom you choose. If you look at outside India, most of the information is going to come Southeast Asia because that's where the games are so huge, or China for HOK. Because those are the markets where people have put years into understanding the game, promoting it, getting so good at it that they are the dominant forces globally as well. So it's a very small community, I think, in terms of just betting or predictions. So if you have if you can keep in touch with people from outside who have information, who can help you in terms of guiding in terms of making the right choices, that's going to be, I think, really important. Because if you want an early mover advantage in India, you may as well get to know what's happening outside, because what's happening outside will come here soon, because the game is slightly late in coming here. So if you can get to know what kind of works early, I think that's good for your family. Oh, I
Definitely.
know.
And hmm, you were saying something?
No, I mean it's not just for a friend. For anyone who's planning to like get into this field, I think if you move early, it's great for you.
Definitely. And that early mover advantage stands as is, that I cannot disagree with. And speaking of early mover advantage, I think in the coming weeks we will be introducing match stats for esports matches as well. So that is something that we really want to push, especially keeping the EWC in mind. So had a couple of discussions with the product and tech team. So very interesting how we're trying to put up stats. So it's like the way you see it on HLTV, right? So there's a team one, team two
Yeah,
uh, match page, and then in the match page you'll see top five players, right? Team one, team two, and then the star players have that head to head with those kill, assist, survival, trade. All stats are listed. So we're bringing that aspect. We're trying to bring their last five matches, team head to heads. And then there's the whole problem that, team head to heads in esports is a lot trickier than in other sports, because it's a team of five people, and sometimes the org just changes names and the players are the
yeah,
same. So I think that happened with Monty in CS2. So they
yeah.
changed their name to they switched from Monty to Luminosity Gaming. So it's the entire Monty lineup that just played in IM Cologne,
Yeah.
but it's Luminosity Gaming. So this is the kind of stuff that kind of throws data models out the window, because you are
Sometimes it was
calculating
also about,
Monty,
yeah,
but
yeah, I
then
agree. Yeah.
these guys are now Luminosity. So how do you deal with that? How do you train your
Well,
models to
it's
factor that in?
I think they are very good back end team working twice as hard as people like us who just have to use their work and interpret it for the common folk to read. So we have a very good team in the back. And it's a big team.
So
Obviously, you need a big team. So it's just them working really hard, and it's not always easy because obviously, like I said, there's sudden changes happening. But yeah, we need that back end team to like really push.
right. So before we wrap things up, Ravi, there is two things. I looked up a couple of HOK markets right now. So like you mentioned, the EWC calendar opens up later for HOK
Mhm.
and I think for MLBB as well.
Yeah.
So let's figure out another date when these markets are live. I want you to walk me through these markets, and I want to see the action what you cover as a journalist and what the
Okay.
markets trade on them. I want you to see those numbers live. I think that's going to be an eye
That's
opener for
interesting.
both of
Yeah.
us.
Definitely. Yeah.
So, because I can trade CS2 all day, and then that's going to be something I have context on. But then when you're on stream, you're on a call with me here, I want to know what your perspective is. And you've got a lot of mobile first data that I really think the team needs to tap into. So, that's going to be done for the next stream. That will be decided at a later date. But right now, let's pick up the round of 16 hype that we had carried
Sure.
from.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so I am about to share my screen. Prannika, Taran, just pull up the request so that I can then go ahead with this. All right, screen's up. Ravi, can you confirm once?
No, I don't think I can see it yet.
Oh, 1 second. Hmm.
Yes, it
Just
done.
a
It's up.
sec. It's up. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So Brazil, Norway, we've covered. And what do you want to go through?
Let's
Paraguay,
check
France.
England match. Let's see what the order for the England match. That'll be interesting.
Ah,
Oh,
oh, this is a
very
just about even split.
even. Yeah, very even.
Hmm. So if you click on the outcome now, this one click tab comes up as it is. But if we look at the book, you can see what prices people are willing to buy and
Yeah.
sell for.
Hmm.
And if you look at the sharps, let's look at. So sharps are basically, people who kind of know their shit when it comes to football trades. And the Mangler has come up again. So Naman, if you're watching, the Mangler is here again, and he thinks England is not winning
Ooh.
in regulation time.
Ah,
So do you
that's actually a
think?
good shout, if you ask me.
Hmm.
Wait,
So
just to
what do you
confirm,
think?
he's saying England will win after extra time, but not in regulation time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So
I mean, that's a very good shout.
all right. So Mangler, you have convinced the two of us.
Definitely.
And let's see what the trades are on this. There's a lot of buying, very little sell. But
Ooh.
it's not like there aren't any no buys. ठीक है. So there are people who agree with us, very few, but we are counting on them being the smarter
Yeah,
set of people. If you remember, Brazil Norway over 2.5 was like a 50% split.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Here they don't expect three goals. Hmm.
I think if you ask me personally, it's going to be like Mexico 1-0 till 80th minute and England score like a late equalizer. That's what I feel. So yeah, I
I
agree
think
them. I think
that's what, yeah, that's what Harry's system has been, last 20 minutes. Yeah, second hydration break. So after that is when
yeah,
his magic starts up.
yeah.
So yeah, right. But you think under 2.5, this match will not cross three goals in regulation time.
It looks hard. I I I I can say with more confidence Mexico can score two goals than this English team scoring two because they just keep playing with the handbrakes on for some reason. So, but again, if they surprise us by playing like just free football, which they are capable of, we'll be wrong. But yeah, I agree that I don't think England are scoring more than one unless they are really like Mexico go up 2-0 up or 2-1 up and they have to push. Yeah, regulation time England one goal. What I feel.
And there you have it. We've got an under
I think I
2.5
convinced my
position
English
done.
team for that. Yeah.
Okay. And what else? Which other match do you think we should pick up?
Ooh, what about the Argentina one? Since or Portugal one of those two. Since they'll have so much hype.
Correct. Portugal versus Spain. Let's see. Is it not showing up?
Second one,
That was the Croatia one.
maybe it'll be Spain versus Portugal. Okay.
Acha, I think that's on the 7th. Have the markets been made already? Yeah.
It's on seventh actually. That might be the good show.
Correct. So I think we are going to see more action closer to match day.
Yeah.
But tell me, Canada Morocco. What's your take?
That's a hard one, man. You know, Siddhant, I think I'll go for Canada. I think it's good. Again, it's going to be a very cagey affair. I think one nil, 2-1, something like that. Let's say 2-1. Both teams are scoring, I guess.
Both teams?
I'm just going for no nil-nils this time. Both teams are scoring.
Both teams to score is at a proper 50-50 split.
Ooh,
Interesting.
that's interesting. Yeah,
All right, so let's take a bite at this. Because Morocco have that giant killer personality, that whole
yeah, yeah.
perception. But the thing is, Canada are not giants. So what happens when the opponents aren't giants?
And
Does the
no,
logic work?
I'm just basing my prediction on Canada so far this World Cup. I think they've scored in every game, and including like a 6-0 win. So I'm guessing they'll
True.
score. Morocco, I think, will score. They're one of those teams who just go 1-0 up and then they're just like come and get us if you want to. So I think yeah, both teams should score.
Definitely understood. All right. So with this, we've covered the round of 16 that's about to happen, the esports scene that we are about to see unfold, and the mobile first trend that really hadn't been covered up for a while. All right. So I think that is about to bring us to the end of this stream. This was the first esports stream that we had, and Ravi wouldn't have been possible without you. It's been a little hard to find like-minded folks when it comes to esports, but then once you start looking, I don't think there's any stopping. So lovely having you on board.
Thank
And
you.
yes, like I mentioned, EWC, HOK, MLB markets, they come up, and I look forward to having you again. And we're going to have a more in-depth session. I'm going to be more of a listener on that call, and you're going to be walking me through a lot.
I'll try. I'll try. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting what we do.
Definitely. All right. So that's it from our side. This is Siddhant Rawat from DG3, and I had with me Ravi Iyer today from ES Chats. And that is us signing off. Thanks for watching, folks, and we'll see you on the next stream.
Thank you, guys.